Hey, everybody, welcome back. Browns Talk Playoff Edition. Whoa, that feels good to say. Been waiting my, entire memorable life for that. Good game against the Steelers today. Could have been better. Defense suffering from a lack of secondary. Okay, yep, all that out of the way. This is the third time I've had to do this because my kids. So, we're on speed run mode here. Offense first. Gotta do a better job on the line. The line was the real problem today. Jedrick Wills especially was getting kind of blown up a little bit. Teller did good in the run game. It obviously helps to have him back. There's a reason he comes back and Nick Chubb gets 110 yards. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both had really valuable plays today. Nick Chubb obviously had the better day. Kareem Hunt struggled a little bit, but had his moments, and that's all we need him to do. And like on that play at the end, he made a block like nobody's business to let Baker get that first down. So it's not all about just the stats. So the backs had a good day, especially with the offensive line kind of struggling, especially with having all the personnel back. But a lot of that was Jed, and I hope he can pick that up. He'll have a week to talk to Joe Thomas, talk to everybody else in the line room. Hopefully, Bill Callahan will be back next week because he was just a close contact. That should all be smoothed out. Baker played awesome, had a couple bad passes, but a couple of really good passes. More good passes, some deep down the field than the bad ones. Jarvis, great game. Higgins did well when we needed him to. He did have one drop that was inexcusable. Really frustrating drop. It's going to happen, I guess. But man, it was frustrating. Got to clean that stuff up for next week. Hopefully we'll have Harrison Bryant back, which will give us all of our tight ends. The blocking from the tight ends was not helping the line today, so if the tight end room can get all back together and we're starting our normal people, hopefully the blocking will be better in that aspect, and that'll help the line out. And I just want to say Kevin Stefanski giving the whole game to Baker there on that keeper to the right is awesome. I recognize that play from practice and training camp earlier in the year when I watched that. I haven't seen it in a regular season game. I noticed it right away that he was going to keep it. I stood up out of my chair and said, "Whoa, that's risky." And then you see Kareem Hunt make just stellar a stellar block. Like I said earlier, it was just a monster. So great execution on that play to seal out the game. It was a close one. I know everybody in Steelers land is saying, "Well, we'll be there with our starters next week." Well, we're poised to have a lot of our starters back too, hopefully. So defense is where we're missing our starters. So let's talk about that. Defensive line OV goes out. That sucks. So I hope he comes back. Miles had a decent game. Could have had a better one, but he has on a snap count. If OV does not come back next week, Miles is going to have to play more. If not, we're in big trouble. The rest of the line didn't do bad. Adrian Claiborne had a really good sack. It wasn't great, but it was passable. If we have Sheldon Richardson show up next week, Miles show up, then we can deal with Vernon being out. But man, it sucks to not have him in. He's been doing really well in this last half of the year. Linebackers, woo, Mac Wilson looks bad out there. I hate to say it, I liked Mac Wilson a lot. That man is struggling. I think, like Quincy Carrier said, he's just hero balling it. He keeps trying to lay a smack on somebody. He won't wrap him up. He's not bringing him down. There's just multiple times where you see him get a direct hit on someone and they don't go down, or he just whiffs them trying to put a big hit on. It's just, dude, you gotta tackle. Jacob Phillips is a rookie, and he looked better than you today. I mean, Jacob Phillips had some good plays. Hopefully we get BJ Goodson back next week. Linebackers should be a little bit better with him back. I don't know about Malcolm Smith, but having BJ Goodson, Taki, and Phillips with Mac Wilson as, kind of in there and here and there, that'll be all right. It'll be better than it was this week. Secondary, chance of Greedy and Denzel coming back. If we play on Sunday, Denzel can come back. Greedy, it's up to doctors. He posted something talking about how he thinks he wants to play, though. So that could make a huge difference considering everybody we had out there in the secondary is not a starter. I'm not sure about if Sandejo can come back. It would probably be nice because Carl Joseph made some big hits in the run game today, but we need him up close for stuff like that. I'd have him in a linebacker over Mac Wilson at the way they play today, but not coverage deep like that. He's not fast enough. He kept getting beat by Claypool. He's too slow. So we'll see what happens with the secondary. Just going to have to wait on the injury report this week. We'll talk more about it in the preview video. But overall, offense will do better if the line just plays a little bit better next week, which I think there's every sign that that'll happen. And I think the offense will put up more points. Then defense, it's going to hinge a lot on who we get back because we did not have starters out there. We were a skeleton crew on defense, and it showed really bad. I'll try to keep up with the depth chart, and I'll do the preview video as late as I possibly can to get the most updated depth chart because things change on a regular basis. I'll keep an eye on the Steelers depth chart too to see who they got coming in, and then later in the week we'll talk about both of those and see what they look like. As of lately, the Browns were kind of hit by a lot of COVID problems, and it was mostly close contacts, but hopefully that shifts away from us and it's less of a problem for a little bit going forward. I didn't have review and preview videos this past week because I spent so much time getting clips from every Browns game. So I went back and watched through almost every Browns game this year again. Even though I had watched coaches' film before, I don't usually do the highlights from the coaches' film because it's just not as cinematic and awesome, so I had to go back and watch them all in the broadcast version to get highlights and then go through and pick songs and match it all up and do all that. So I got one of those done before this week. I'm gonna go through, watch this one again, which I've already watched some of it and clipped out a little bit, but I've got to do some more and then make another highlight video to get everybody hyped up and ready for the next game against the Steelers. I'll try and post that earlier in the week than the preview video and get that done. If you haven't seen the one that I already did, go check it out. It's pretty awesome, I think. But thanks for listening, everybody. We made it to the playoffs. I got all my screaming and yelling out earlier. I was super hyped up. Now I'm tired and watching all these other games and doing laundry and getting all that caught up after dedicating the last 3 days to doing Brown stuff. So, man, feels awesome. Well, we finally made it there. I hope we can beat the Steelers this week, get us one more game in there, and see who we got. Maybe it's a good matchup. Maybe we face the Titans. Who knows? I don't know. But just making it here feels real good. I'm really glad we had Baker back there. Definitely an improvement over 1-31, no matter what anybody says. Yeah, we're going to the playoffs. Go Browns, everybody.